I'm checking out a 2.8 35mm Samyang lens that I've actually been using for most of my still photography and my videos. What you can expect in the box is the paperwork, lens holder, which is actually really nice when you want to throw it in the bag and take it traveling with you, lens caps, which are to be expected, and the lens itself. Now getting into the physical features, it is a pancake style lens, which means it's very compact and lightweight, which makes it the perfect lens to take around with you when you're traveling, or if you want to go outside and do some street photography. It comes in around 85 grams, which is a very lightweight option, even if you want to put it on a full-size camera body, which is what I'm shooting on right now with my Sony a7ii II, and I don't notice it being too heavy when I'm out shooting all day. This lens has an aluminum alloy body, which to some other reviewers that I've watched, they said that it comes off a little bit cheaply made. It feels like plastic. It doesn't feel that sturdy or well built. But for me, I haven't really noticed anything like that. You can tell a difference obviously between a kit lens or if you want to go and buy an actual lens from your camera maker, but it's not something that would deter me from purchasing more Samyang lenses. There are some electronic connections since it does support autofocus, which is a main selling point for me since I wanted a budget lens, but usually on budget lenses you wouldn't have the ability to autofocus, and when I'm thinking about shooting videos I wanted to have that autofocus function. Surprisingly, and something I didn't notice until I watched other reviews, is that it does come with a detachable lens hood. You can attach a 49mm filter directly to the lens body, but if you do that you won't be able to attach the included lens hood and the lens cap. So if you want to add a filter, make sure to get a 40.5mm filter, and that will fit over with your lens hood and lens cap. Since I'm still a beginner with photography and videography, there are a few things that I was looking into when I was considering lenses, and especially going with a budget-friendly lens, I was more looking into autofocus, picture quality, and also bokeh. I won't be going into too much detail with the picture quality. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who can explain it so much better than I can at this rate. For autofocus, the main thing I was concerned about was noise when autofocusing, and for this lens in particular, I don't really pick up on a lot of the noise that other reviewers have talked about, and even on some of the other videos that I've watched, the noise is very minimal at best, but maybe a more experienced photographer might pick up on this with a little bit more of a trained ear than I have. At 2.8, this lens has some pretty decent bokeh, so you get that nice creamy background. And I want to test this out more on models because I am interested in doing some portrait photography. So far, I've been able to test it on food at home, and I've been happy with the result, especially for some of my Christmas pictures. In terms of picture quality, I'm not going to go too in-depth here just because there are pros out there that can explain this a lot better than I can, but the main thing that I looked out for as a beginner was the center of the image and how clear and crisp that was. So if I have a sharper, clearer image at the center, it's something that I'm happy with, and I'm not too focused on vignetting yet, or I'm not too focused on what the outside edges look, but looking at some of the other reviewers and how they explain it, it does seem like it's still decent, and I'll be sure to link those reviewers down below if you want more in-depth knowledge. But for me, I thought the image quality was great, and just comparing it even with the kit lens, which I can show some shots as well, I feel like that this lens is a step up and a little bit of an upgrade to your kit lens. Since I also shoot video, I wanted to make sure whatever lens I got could be interchangeable so I could use it with still photography and also with videography. Now, up until now, I've mostly only used it for talking head videos like this one, and also my previous one where I was talking about my DIY YouTube background. I want to get more into doing some B-roll again. I've only used a kit lens for that, but I really want to test this lens out to see if it can actually hold up to what I want to do with it. But so far, especially for talking head videos, it seems to do the job. Now to wrap up, I wanted to talk about the three main pros that I found for this lens. The first pro is definitely portability. It is so lightweight and compact, you can just toss it into a bag or put it on your camera with a strap and just walk around all day and it will not feel heavy at all. The second pro is the autofocus without much noise. So if you're using an external mic like the Rode shotgun mic that I'm currently using, you probably won't notice the noise at all. So that is definitely an option that you can do if your camera supports external mics. The third, and to me the most important for any beginner, anyone who's just starting out with photography or videos, is definitely budget friendly. It is so easy to get wrapped up in all of the products out there, all of the new lenses, all of the new gear, but you don't have to have the newest and greatest and best and still get good results. So I was able to get this lens in Japan for just around $300, but I did see some other reviewers who were able to get this around $200 or even less than $200 in the States on Amazon. So it's definitely something to look into. Instead of just dropping $600 on a lens, you can start off easy, learn the basics, and go up from there once you have a solid background. If you're a beginner photographer or videographer like me, I hope this helped you out. And if you're of the more experienced skill set, I hope you were able to get a little bit something from this video as well. And if you did, please give it a nice big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, because I so much enjoy making this content. And since I am a beginner and still learning through things, I hope we can just create a safe community so we can all learn together. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!